Well, hello there,
This is Sebas,
and this is Darth, Walt,
and we're your hosts for a
father and son Star Wars talk.
Yeah, let's do this!
Today we're going to continue with the lies of Star Wars, the next dozens of lies. If you haven't watched our previous episode of the first dozen of lies, please do so now. We will start with number 13. Before Luke leaves Dagobah, Kenobi says, "Luke, I don't want to lose you to the Emperor the way I lost Vader."
This one is a little tricky. Obi-Wan wasn't present at the moment that Anakin gave in to the Emperor.
Correct. And since he wasn't present, he wasn't really aware of the way he lost him.
Lie number 13.
Let's jump to the next movie.
Return of the Jedi.
Kenobi told Luke, "When I first knew him, your father was already a great pilot, but I was amazed how strongly the Force was with him."
We know it was really Qui-Gon, the one who was amazed by Anakin. Obi-Wan didn't see the pod racing.
Exactly, and when they were about to leave Tatooine, Kenobi actually called Anakin another pathetic life form. Not in front of him, of course.
To a 9-year-old kid like me, that was insulting.
He later said the boy was dangerous.
That was true.
It was true, but he told that to Qui-Gon. Remember, we're focusing on the lies that were told to Luke Skywalker only. So summarizing this one, if Kenobi was amazed by Anakin, it was because he was dangerous.
Lie number 14.
And then he continued, "I took it upon myself to train him as a Jedi. I thought that I could instruct him just as well as Yoda."
This one is another tricky one.
If we remember episode 1, he really thought that he could instruct Anakin as well as Qui-Gon, not Yoda. And why did he do it?
To keep a promise to his dying master. Lie number 15.
Do you remember what Kenobi said next to Luke?
He's more machine now than man. But that was true, right?
Yeah, but he should have added, "Thanks to me, who cut off his legs and one arm and left him burned to death."
Luke would have been so mad.
But didn't he have the right to know?
I think so, yes. But perhaps not with those words. That would be mean.
It's true. Sometimes telling the truth could be mean or hurt someone. Back to this scene. The quote you mentioned was Kenobi's response to Luke's "There is still good in him." With his response, Kenobi wanted to deny that fact.
And he was proved wrong. Luke ended up being right at the end of this one.
So how many lies we have so far?
16?
Later Kenobi continues, "The other he spoke of is your twin sister."
This one has been another one of those truths that were hidden.
Now we need to point out that sometimes there are truths that need to be kept as a secret for some reason. That's one of the reasons Leia's identity was kept as a secret, to protect her. So we need to ask ourselves, where do we draw the line?
You mean when it was okay to reveal a secret?
From a certain point of view, yes. When can something be reasonably accepted as a white lie? And when do we have the moral obligation to reveal a secret?
I know that some secrets are for fun, but there are some other secrets that can be shared with some people only.
For example,
My email password, that's a secret I keep to myself only. And our Wi-Fi password, that's only for our family, and we can reveal it to certain visitors.
those are good examples, and in those cases, you decide to keep those truths hidden from others who don't have the right to know, correct?
Yes,
That's when we can draw the line. Does a person have the right to know every secret in the world?
of course not.
I think everyone would agree with that. Now, back to Luke's case. Did he have the right to know that Leia was his sister?
I think he did. He was his real brother after all. He deserved to know.
So what do you think would have happened if Kenobi had revealed this truth to Luke when he was, let's say, 9 years old?
Like me? If I had a twin sister, I would definitely want to meet her.
Of course you would. So would I. But what could have been the consequences for the rebellion if Luke had known this for so long?
Probably both of them would have made mistakes and been captured by the Empire much earlier.
I agree too. Then, having the right to know the truth is not always sufficient, right?
He wouldn't have been ready yet, probably even during episode 4. Imagine, "Hey, Princess Leia, I'm here to rescue you. By the way, I'm your twin brother."
I agree, he wasn't ready in episode 4. He wasn't in condition to assimilate the truth. Perhaps in episode 5?
Yes, I would have told him in episode 5 before they kissed.
Of course, Kenobi waited until she kissed him twice
A bit earlier would have been better.
and avoided all the awkwardness. So, going back to the line we want to draw, we have a moral obligation to communicate the truth when someone has the right to know and is in condition to assimilate it, to handle it.
That's a complicated rule.
Easier to say than done, believe me, even for grown-ups.
Or Jedi Masters, Soy Kenobi, this was a lie, number 17.
Yes, 17. Kenobi's original plan was to protect her from the Empire. Leia's adopted father, Bail Organa, died in Alderaan. One of the three who knew the secret was gone. I think sharing the news with Luke would have been wise.
And how long were they planning to keep a secret? Forever?
What do you mean?
I mean, why didn't they train Leia to become a Jedi? She would have been a great help.
That's an excellent observation.
Hadn't the Jedi team up before to fight the Sith Lords?
Absolutely. In episodes 1, 2, and 3, Kenobi himself teams up with a fellow Jedi who fights Sith Lords.
And he forgot to tell Luke. He was sent to face 2 Sith Lords alone by himself.
Another hidden truth.
We're at 18 now.
All from Kenobi to Luke. Next character?
Yes, let's do Yoda.
Okay, as Kenobi, he wasn't honest since the beginning by hiding his identity.
Yes, he pretended to be someone else in front of Luke at line number 1.
Then he said about Luke, he is too old.
But that was true, wasn't it?
Yes, but it sounded as if it was Luke's fault. He came to Yoda as soon as he could. In episode 3, the secret agreement was for Kenobi to watch after Luke until he was old enough to be trained.
It was Yoda and Kenobi's fault then. Why did they wait so long to start his training?
How would you feel if I make you feel guilty for something you are not?
Not fair. Not fair at all. That should count as line number 2. Master Yoda.
Later, during the training, Yoda said, "Only a fully trained Jedi Knight with the Force as his ally will conquer Vader and his Emperor." What do you think about this statement? Especially knowing what we know about the prequel trilogy.
Weren't Yoda and Kenobi fully trained back in episode 3?
They were.
And they failed?
They did.
4 other Jedi Masters also failed when trying to arrest Palpatine.
Indeed. So, what do you think about Yoda's statement about a fully trained Jedi Knight being capable to conquer both Vader and the Emperor?
Not accurate at all. Lie number 3.
Then Yoda continues, "If you end your training now, if you choose the quick and easy path as Vader did, you will become an agent of evil." Is it true that Vader chose the quick and easy path?
That wasn't accurate either. Anakin did years and years of training.
More than a decade. A long and difficult path. Also, Yoda forgot to mention that Anakin fell to the dark side to save Luke's mom.
So this was all a big fat lie. Number 4.
And then, what did Yoda tell Luke about sacrificing Han and Leia?
If you honor what they fight for, yes.
And didn't Yoda authorize Mace Windu to grab a small group of Jedi to rush to Geonosis?
He did in episode 2 to save Obi-Wan, who had been captured by Count Dooku.
A decision that costed the lives of some of the Jedi. If Yoda had honored what Kenobi was fighting for, then Yoda must have risked sacrificing Kenobi and waited for the clone troopers.
So Yoda was asking Luke to do something he couldn't do? Not fair. Lie number 5.
That takes us to episode 6. Here Yoda starts with, "When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not."
Not a lie. Assuming that he was being honest about his age.
Yeah, but it would have been nicer if Yoda had warned him 3 years earlier. 897 I am. Very long I won't last. So don't take too long to come back to complete your training, young one.
So this one would have counted as another hidden truth. Luke had the right to know that, and he was in condition to know. Lie number 6.
6 lies from Yoda plus 18 from Kenobi. We have a total of 24 lies so far. That concludes our second dozen. Let's ask our audience, what do you think about these new dozens of lies? What do you think will be the next ones? Let us know in the comments, and if you like this father and son Star Wars talk, show us your support by
Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.
These were Darth, Walt,
And Sebas.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you again.